Yeah, we've got our top 3 hitters coming back, but there's a lot of guys, and we were talking about it earlier, there's a lot of guys with 2 at-bats, 1 at-bat last year, that are maybe they're going to be in the middle of our lineup. And there's nothing better than seeing a kid that's been here for 2, 3, 4 years, that's paid his dues, waited his turn, and now he's going to get to have a big role in our offense. Yeah, our pitching staff, we've got a couple of our key returners from last year. But there's going to be, it's the same thing as far as the offense goes. There's going to be a lot of new faces as well. Just seeing what the expectation is, what the competitive level is, what Isaac Perry, guys like that did for the program. Kevin Borst, just their focus and, the way they went about their business. When Isaac was playing with a broken foot during the conference tournament, just for guys to see that and look back and go, wow, that's what it takes to be, what he was this level, and it gives guys something to look up to, and I think that this team is going to be built on how much we stick together. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs. We're just not built with a 93 octane. We're more of a diesel team. If we can just weather some of that storm, like I said, there's going to be ups and downs. Just to see how we weather that and come together, I think our season, we'll be able to tell who we are going to be towards about the middle of our season.
We have a lot of the same starting core back, and hopefully that they understand that the little things that make the difference in the games, that get us those runners over, just advancing one base sometimes without getting it out is huge. And we're really starting to emphasize more on base running this year. And on and off the field is where you see a lot of growth and you see a lot of maturity in these young ladies, and just the way that they approach practices, they're approaching their lifting, their workouts and stuff like that, and they approach their individual practice times that we do for hitting throughout the day. It's been a great culture this year. You see a lot of kids really wanting to come together, and this team is really strong, unified team that we haven't had a lot in the past as far as like a complete team. When we got a tough game, I go to Kimmy and I hand her the ball and say, hey, go out and get it done. And she wants it. LUDWIG's going to probably be even a tougher conference this year, because I don't know if you see, we're playing everybody 4 times now. So it's 4 times with Grand Valley, it's 4 times with Wayne State, it's 4 times with Saginaw Valley State, it's 4 times with Ferris, 4 times with Ashland. I mean, I could just go on with everybody in the conference. More speed, if we could, possibly, which is great to our team. I think we're a little bit better defensively this year. So.
I think as a whole, they're very motivated by how the season ended last year. Really stepped up in the fall for us. We played some pretty competitive fall ball tournaments, and it was great to see them stepping up offensively, defensively, even in the midfield. Their leadership's been really good for us so far. All 7 on our attacking unit. It's nice that we don't need to call plays, and they can just kind of, get those assists, get those goals, and they can think outside the box. So kind of from attack through the mid to defense to goalie. So we are replacing lots of different positions on the field. So steep learning curve for our freshmen, kind of coming in and playing at a super high competitive level. But they're definitely, there for the challenge, standing up for the challenge, and it's been a pretty fun fall for us, and we'll see how this preseason goes, and they're keeping up with pace. So we want to challenge our schedule. We want to challenge ourselves. We did that last year, pretty successful, and we were like, let's continue this tradition of playing super competitive, high-level teams. We want to be the best. We have to play the best. So we're going to challenge ourselves right off the bat.
Definitely our strength and conditioning coach has really, I think, helped out our program immensely. He works, 4 days a week with the program, and I think from fall to spring, that's the biggest improvement that we've had. Especially when we're playing outdoors or in a slower court, if you're in a third set, points are longer. We do have the indoor courts here at the Heminger Center. Points are faster, but still strength and conditioning is incredibly important. Being able to be efficient on your strokes is key. We've had some injuries, from fall to spring that we're still working on a little bit, but I don't see those holding us back necessarily. So That's probably the biggest weakness I have. You know, experience in doubles a little bit. We're trying to work on that a little bit, but I think we have the skill sets to be good there. It's just a matter of time and continuously working on it. So the GLIAC, I think as a whole, you know, this year there's 4 or 5 teams that definitely can win the conference. You know, a lot of teams have lost a lot of students, and I think that we're one of the teams that can be arguably in the top of the GLIAC, if not win it this year. Leadership. You know, the thing is, I've had some good leaders in the past. Robbie Ball, who was a member of our team. But this year definitely, you know, they really lead by example. They really want to, you know, make sure the freshmen, they understand that, you know, hey, you're late. There's a punishment for that, you know, and everyone's held accountable. So accountability is really big.
Well, from my point of view, I believe some of the guys were injured. Now they have become stronger. They've been going to the trainer. Also, we got 2 new players. They're going to be really good for the team. So now our team is deeper, and I believe we're going to do a good season. My belief is this is probably the best team I've ever seen at Tiffin University since I've been here.
This year we have a very experienced team. We have 2 seniors, 2 sophomores, and 1 freshman that play in our top 5. We're coming back from a very strong fall, hoping to continue, if not better, this upcoming spring. So golf is a very mental sport. Once you're to your 18th hole, you've probably been out there for 6.5 hours since you've warmed up. Just keeping a strong focus, keeping positive when it might not always be the most positive day, because we take the best 4 to 5 scores. So yes, we can throw out 1 score, but we need everybody to keep going, keep working hard throughout their round.
I think my strengths are definitely driving the ball. I hit a lot of fairways, so it keeps me in play, and I set myself up for par. Number 1 thing the team needs to improve on is definitely the second round. We start off strong the first day, and then we kind of fall off on the second day.
I think mentally the toughest part about golf is when you have a bad hole and you have to come back from that hole, but you have to tell yourself that I still have a lot of golf to play and I can make a par, I can make a birdie, and it's not the end of the world.
Well, you know, I think when we talk about the strengths of our team, I do believe we have good leadership. You know, we've cultivated that over the years. We have a great senior class this year, and I think our talent. Oh my gosh, golf is so mental, and we've struggled at times, to be honest, with our maturity, and I don't mean that off the golf course, I mean it on the golf course. You know, not trying to hit hero shots, not freaking out if we bogey a hole and thinking we have to birdie the next 3. We've come a long way with that. We spent a lot of time in our team room talking about being mentally strong and doing little things to outthink our opponents, and these guys have gotten much better. Obviously, with a lot of tournament experience, that's how you can overcome some. Well, from the fall to the spring, one of the things we looked at was not just our par 3 scoring, but also our par 5 scoring. You know, par 3s, I think we too many times try to make birdie there, and we don't need to. Just make a par and get out. On the par 5s, we were not aggressive enough on par 5s. I don't think we made enough birdies, and that's where really you get to take advantage at this.
My 2 favorite memories would be the first one would be coming down the stretch at GLIACs. I chipped in at the 16th hole, made birdie at the 17th hole, and got up and down at the 18th to help win my first GLIAC championship.
Starting off the year in California, we're set talent-wise. We've been working hard this winter. I think it's going to be a good field. Starting off solid, to begin the spring and leading to a possible GLIAC championship.
We're in a unique sport with the men and women traveling together and heading around the country. We're getting really excited for the outdoor season that's about to get started. Our first meet, we're going to actually do a little dual meet with Heidelberg, bearing the weather, see how that works out. That'll be March 25th that weekend. Following weekend, we're going to head down south. We'll head to the Charlotte area and hit about 3 different meets down there. NC State and a couple other big D1 schools down there that will be sort of splitting our squad. We'll run in 3 meets on 3 straight days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Easter weekend. Depth-wise, we're looking at, we're probably a little less deep than we've been in the past on the men's side, a little more deep on the women's side. On the men's side, we're really spread out, and we've got a couple outstanding guys in each event. So on the women's side, we're more that gets consistent. We have 3, 4, 5 deep and a lot of different events on the track. We're really blessed to have a wonderful indoor track, wonderful outdoor track, but still everybody has their own training plan. So it's a team sport, but everybody trains individually. And so there's 18 different groups, and even within those 18 different event groups, we probably have 6 or 7 different weight training programs within our track programs.